invest this money into a few promising problem children to increase their sales and increase their sales and share of the growing markets they are in. Hopefully, these problems children will in time move into the star category. With high market share in growing markets, the ideal situation as long as these stars look promising. The company should continue to invest in them by spending on plant and equipment for greater production for greater production and on advertising and other promotion. This will result in higher sales volume and lower unit production cost. The company should usually also undertake heavy and advertising and other promotional expenditures to increase market share even further. If possible, when market growth slows down, however, the company should stop its heavy investment in a star and allow it to sink into a cash cow, which can then be milked to support other problem children and so on. This is known as success sequence. A large number of business firms either have never heard about these basic ideas or simply prefer to run things on more of a day or 2 day intuitive basis. They fight aggressively to save their weaker products or services and try to keep all their offerings afloat, even in highly competitive markets. They flow what BCG calls the disaster sequence. Milk both stars and cash cows. The money is used to support both problem children and dogs. Even the revenues from problem children are used to support dog products in low growth markets. One research study stated most management spend far too much time trying to turn around dogs. Why? There are many reasons. The products are generating at least some cash flow. Plant and equipment are in place and operating efficiently. Employees are well trained in producing and selling this product line. This is the product that built the company. We can't desert in it now. Giving up on anything is not acceptable in many companies that have an aggressively competitive mentality, and many other reasons. The disaster sequence rate of the marketing planner. The task of the marketing planner begins with the classification of all products of the business firm or in a large division of the firm into one of the 4 categories in the matrix. This is often a difficult task since neither market share nor future market growth can be very accurately assessed for some types of products or services. However, once the classification has been done as well as possible, a planner should evaluate the current marketing plan for each product from the perspective of the success sequence. For example, the company should not be setting high profit objectives for dogs, nor should it be investing much in these products or in cash cows. Conversely, the market planner should evaluate whether the company is spending enough to defend its stars, which are really the backbone of the company's business, both currently and in the near future. Every problem child should be looked at carefully to see which one seem to be the most promising. These should receive special attention and extra resources. One great advantage of portfolio management theory is its strong emphasis on concentrating resources on products that are in growth markets. This is converse of the PLC philosophy of facing up to the interview table declining of a mature product or service rather than taking a stand and defending much products with financial and marketing resources. A company is usually much better off to apply the same resources to newer products that are in the introduction or growth stages of their life cycle. This same general philosophy was also advanced in Chapter 3, in which it was pointed out that most companies today tend to feel that their best opportunities usually lie in growth markets. But both the PLC and the portfolio management theories explain why this is usually wise. In spite of the obvious strengths of portfolio management principles, they have their problems and limitations in actual practice. The conference board states several companies that have adopted portfolio management report that these sophisticated concepts have proved to be very hard to put across to operating management. Additional problems include the assumption that high market share leads to high profits may not be true for all type products. High fashion, clothing and cosmetics can produce large profits because of high gross margins. The company's financial resources may not be adequate to promote star products heavily to increase market share, even if this strategy is possible. or one or more competitors may decide to follow the same course of action, and the resulting competition could be ruinous to both firms. Government antitrust regulations may not permit a company to follow the strategy it wishes the cash flow. Finally, there is some question whether products with a high market share, example stars and cash cows, can always be defended against the competition. Even if they can, the cow must be prohibitive. In spite of these limitations and uncertainties, portfolio management principles have proved themselves to American business. The conference board states once the startup trauma is over, however, the portfolio management has proved valuable. A number of companies have found in terms of planning. It has helped to crystallize a common viewpoint by headquarters management, the corporate planning staff, and operating executives as to the proper posture for each of the company's product lines or business. Another observer states, despite the potential pitfalls, it is important not to lose sight of this concept.